you have any questions, we just ask that you would hold all of your questions to the end because our presenter is extremely thorough. He will probably answer any questions you might have before you can even ask them. But at the end of the presentation, we would love to answer any questions you might have. So a little bit about myself. My name is Julie Rupp. I used to be an elementary music teacher at Blackhawk Christian Elementary School. My husband Todd and I have been married for 9 years. And thankfully, about 4 years ago, I was able to be a stay-at-home mom. And while I love being a stay-at-home mom, eliminating my budget was very tight. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we knew my husband's a youth pastor, and so we knew every single paycheck he got, we knew where the money was going before we even got it. Can anybody relate to that in the room? And at the beginning of the month, we knew exactly what was going to happen, for how much money we were going to have left, and then if the car broke down, we just kind of crossed our fingers and we're like, please don't let anything happen this month or else we're going to run out of money. And it was a great time because I love staying at home with my kids, but it was very stressful financially. And so about 18 months ago, our financial mentor, Mr. Chris Lewickley, came to us and showed us the ACN business. And I'm sure that you guys will see the same things that my husband and I saw 18 months ago in this company. We saw a way for us to dream again. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but we had gotten to a place in our lives where we felt like we were being content because we were just satisfied with where we were. And when we were younger, we had dreamed of doing great things and doing big things, and we kind of got to a place in our life where we just accepted that we weren't destined for greatness. And I don't believe that that's what God has called us to do or called us to be. And so this company has allowed us to dream again. It's allowed us to see that our future has more in it than just living paycheck to paycheck every single month. And we have been thrilled with everything that's happened in the last 18 months with this company, and we are very excited for what's in store for the future as well. So with that, we are going to watch a short video. As we watch this, I encourage you to ask yourself 3 questions. The first is, who endorses our company? Are these products and services that you're currently already using? And third, does this make sense? So with that, here's ACN.
It's happening right now in millions of homes and businesses around the world. Someone is surfing the internet, cooking a meal, or turning on a light. Someone is sending a text message, watching TV, using a credit card, and someone is definitely making a phone call. Just imagine if you got paid because someone did any of those things. These essential services represent the largest and fastest growing industries in the world, exceeding $1.75 trillion annually. And now, you can be a part of it. How is this possible? Well, most service providers spend millions of dollars on traditional advertising to attract new customers and to try to keep the ones they already have. ACN instead works with people just like you to go direct to the customer, eliminating the high costs of advertising, and the result is more choices for consumers and a remarkable business opportunity for you. Through ACN, you can build a successful business of your very own by offering people an alternative on the services they are using anyway. ACN has attracted attention in very high places and among the world's most successful business leaders. One such leader is billionaire entrepreneur Donald J. Trump, who has built his career on recognizing and taking advantage of exceptional opportunities when he sees them. After personal invitations from Donald J. Trump himself, ACN was featured on 2 episodes of The Celebrity Apprentice, NBC's hit reality television show, in 2009 and again in 2011.
ACN has a reputation for success. Success that's really synonymous with the Trump name and other successful names, and you can be part of it.
Founded in 1993, ACN has grown to 23 countries on 4 continents, with offices throughout North America, Europe, Asia, and the Pacific, creating a solid foundation that will stand the test of time. Our success has been profiled in Fortune magazine, USA Today, The Wall Street Journal, U.S. Business Review, Direct Selling News, Success Magazine, and Success from Home magazine. Inc. magazine ranked ACN the 22nd fastest growing company in North America within our first 5 years in business. ACN was a pioneer in capitalizing on the deregulation of the telecommunications industry. And today, we are the largest direct seller of telecommunications and essential services in the world. Now, we are doing the same thing in the emerging deregulation of energy services, which is nearly $600 billion in North America and has created a modern-day gold rush. ACN continues to grow by providing more choices on the essential services millions of consumers and businesses already use and will continue to use every single day. Essential services such as phone services, wireless services, natural gas and electricity, home security and automation, television, internet service, computer support, and merchant services. Everyone uses at least one or more of these services. In fact, these are the services people simply won't live without. So what does all of this mean for you? It means an opportunity for you to own your very own business with the total support of ACN behind you every step of the way. For starters, ACN has developed and will provide, host, and maintain your very own personalized storefront where you can direct people to go and shop for all their essential services. One key component to our winning business model is how you get paid. At ACN, you can earn residual income. Every time someone becomes a customer of these essential services through your personal storefront and pays for their monthly services, you get paid month after month, year after year, for as long as they remain on the ACN service. And every time you acquire a new customer or help an existing customer add a new service, you give yourself a raise. But that's just the beginning. Introduce others to ACN, show them how to get customers through their own personal storefront, and as their customers use ACN services, not only does their monthly residual income grow, so does yours. There's no limit to the number of customers you can acquire, and no limit to the number of people you can introduce to ACN. At ACN, if it's on, you get paid. It's really that simple.
You have a great opportunity before you at ACN without any of the risks most entrepreneurs have to take. You have the ability to market breakthrough technology before it hits the critical mass. I've experienced the opportunity that exists when you're able to jump ahead of the curve, and ACN gives you that opportunity. Believe me, it's ultimately a dream come true.
The time is now. Do not miss your chance to work with the leader in providing essential services. ACN, a proven giant positioning you for success in the next big opportunity.
I found there are two types of people: those who take action and those who let opportunity pass them by. Which one are you?
So you got to see a little bit about why my husband Todd and I were so excited when we saw ACN for the first time about 18 months ago. And here to tell you a little bit more of the information is our personal mentor, Mr. Chris Lewickley. He lives right here in Fort Wayne, and his kids went right down the road to Homestead High School. He has lived here for several years. He's been dear friends of ours for as long as I can remember being at the church here at Emmanuel. And not only that, he's very special to our lives because he has personally helped my husband Todd and I so that I can be a stay-at-home mom. Without Mr. Lewickley's financial guidance, there's no possible way I would have been able to stay at home with my kids. And he not only helped my husband Todd and I pay off, not helped financially, but helped us budget so that we could pay it off ourselves. He helped us figure out how to pay off over $30,000 worth of debt in 4 years time frame off of a private school teacher's salary and a youth pastor's salary. So he's kind of a miracle worker when it comes with finances. And he not only has helped us, but he's helped hundreds of other people in our church do the same thing that we have done, which is very exciting. Outside of his financial hobbies, he also was the vice wing commander at the Air Force Base here in Fort Wayne. He's a colonel in the Air Force. He flew F-16 fighter jets, so who in here has ever seen Top Gun before? Like 5 people? Only 5 people? Who's seen Top Gun before? Okay, thank you. So, he went through the Top Gun school. Isn't that awesome? You personally know somebody that went through the And he's someone that not only do I follow in business, I follow in finances, but he's the person that if my husband and I have questions about our marriage, we call him. We have questions about how to raise our kids, we call him and his wife Serena, because they've done it. They've raised 3 awesome boys. They have a very successful marriage, been married 26 years now. So please help me welcome to the front of the room, Mr. Chris Lewickley.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Thank you very much to Todd and Julie Rupp. They are very special to Serena and I. They are just amazing parents. They're amazing example of a young couple that serves in their ministry and serves others as well. And when I retired a little over 2 years ago from the Air Force, I had, as she talked about, my hobby. Okay, back up. I had maybe an above average exciting day job. Would that be fair? But my hobbies are really mundane. I've always enjoyed economics, finances, and investing. And I know that's really weird. Okay? But I have enjoyed for 25 years teaching people how to handle their money in church. In church, I taught the Crown Ministry series by Larry Burkett, more recently the Financial Peace University series by Dave Ramsey, and my own course. In fact, I routinely give financial seminars teaching people how to handle their money. I do that on a ministry basis. My passion in life is to help other people improve their lives financially. So when I retired a little over 2 years ago, we have real estate, and one of the gentlemen here in the audience is part of a real estate management team that handles our rental properties. I didn't have enough to do. You go, that's a tough problem. But you know, my calling is to help other people improve their lives financially. And I got a call from a real estate colleague who introduced me to the ACN concept. And what I understood was that this was a perfect merger of what I had already spent my adult life doing, was to help other people change their lives financially. Because I was able to help people like Todd and Julie, who were very good students, squeeze their money tighter and get bad debt paid off. I didn't have a great way to help them add to their income. You know, I've met with couples, they've got 3, 4, 5 kids, they're going, you know, sometimes the answer isn't squeezing your money tighter, sometimes you just need more income. Anybody understand that? And so, as a financial trainer, I'd go, gee, you've got 5 kids, could you watch a couple or more? Babysit, could you pick up a paper route at 3 in the morning? You know, they just work great ideas. Does that make sense? Yeah. When I saw this, I said, you know, this is a perfect merger of a financial ministry that I already had. And I'm going to go as quick as I can through the part that I want to explain, as important as that is, because I'm really excited about our guest speaker tonight. Phenomenal. I don't want to take any more of his time. So with this, we're going to talk about ACN. And ACN stands officially for American Communications Network, but we all know that it really stands for a complete no-brainer. Okay? At the end of this, you're going to understand why I would say that. First of all, ACN, 20 years. I think I started January 93, almost 21 years old. As an investor, a lifelong investor, here are the things that I looked at in this company. One, they've got the same management team in place for the entire 21 years. They're privately held. They're debt-free. Debt-free is pretty important. Does anybody think, you know, we might be in a better position in our country if our government was debt-free? Debt-free is a good thing. This company is debt-free. Privately held is a good thing because they're not accountable to somebody else who may have different goals and visions in the leadership of this company. They've been in 23 countries, expanding rapidly through other international companies, over $580 million in revenue and growing, the largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and other essential services in the world. And despite the fact that they're growing at double-digit growth, they're not even keeping up with market share. That's how big the market is growing. We'll talk about that in a minute. But would you all agree with me that this company's passed the test? They're not on trial. You know, in fact, I looked at this. This was, you know, if I were going to, you know, spend the second half of my life ministering to other people, I want to make sure that this company was going to be around. ACN is going to be around. I don't know if the U.S. government's going to be in business, but ACN is going to be around. Okay? They passed the test. They're no longer on trial. They've been featured in all the major financial publications. Let's talk about this one right now, Success from Home magazine. Okay? This was the September issue right here that we show on the front. First of all, have you ever heard of Success Magazine? Who reads Success Magazine prior to seeing tonight? Outstanding. We got one. Right? You're going to say, I've never heard of ACN. Well, you didn't read Success Magazine. I want to talk about how powerful this is. Success from Home Magazine. They are dedicated to find the best home-based businesses, the 12 best home-based businesses, in their opinion, in the country. ACN's been on the cover of Success from Home Magazine for the last 7 continuous years. Our guest speaker has been featured in the middle of that magazine for the last 7 years. Very, very powerful. World headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, around the world headquarters with further expansion. Now, anyone besides, as a financial trainer at church, everybody wanted to show me their direct marketing opportunities. Did anybody besides me ever see another direct marketing opportunity? Okay. Outstanding. Now, I had seen a lot of those, and I knew they needed practice. You can practice on me, I get it, you need to practice. And I will just share my experience. It doesn't mean it's everything, but my experience was what I had saw previously, which didn't get me excited about that. They were based on either unnecessary or overpriced products or both. And let me give you an example. Guys, for those that have a significant other in their life, have you ever had your wife get one of those little postcards in the mail about come to this party, and you're going, ugh. And I might have been guilty once or twice ago. My wife, Serena, says, Serena, I don't know what happened. This got stuck in my mail. This was yesterday. I'm so sorry. I don't know how that happened. But you know, when you get one of those, you go, it's something you're not going to need, and certainly not a price you want to pay. Does that make sense? That was my understanding of this. And now let's talk about ACN. First of all, if you look up here, cell phones, energy, electricity and natural gas, internet, computer support. Does anyone use any of those items in the room today? Does anyone want to live without those items? No. You want to live without those? No. Well, sometimes you want to turn the ones off at work.
Exactly.
You don't have to work. You're talking about the ones at work you have to do. But at home, does that make sense? We are going to use those for the rest of the foreseeable future. Okay? We can also offer those to businesses. You know, not only that, as you saw in the video, we have the opportunity to set up businesses with credit card processing. What does that mean? Does that mean, has anyone ever been to an establishment that takes credit cards? Of course. Can you imagine being able to go to a business owner and tell him that 99% of the time you can save him money on his credit card processing? And when you get that business account, you get a piece of action every time somebody swipes a card. Would that be fun? Would that be better than going to work every day?
Yes.
We have the chance, and Inova is our strategic partner 99+% of the time. You know, if you think about having something to market, do you like that? That you can offer somebody 99% of the time? That's pretty amazing. And that's a credit card processing. Now, how about the rest of it? Are we competitive? Here's the point. In a year and a half of being a part of ACN, here's what I found. We are at or below the competition a very good portion of the time, but not every time. Is that fair? Anyone shop at Walmart? Okay. Are they cheaper every time?
No.
Is anywhere you shop cheaper every time?
No.
And yet we shop there. And yet we have a business in essential services that's competitively priced that people are going to use over and over and over again. Does that sound like a solid foundation to build a business on? Yes. It did to me too. I said, boy, this just makes sense. In fact, I drove all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina to see this, thinking that this wasn't going to be for me. When I got there, I said, it's a perfect compliment. And I have to do this because it just makes sense. How is all of that possible? Okay? With that, it's possible because those companies that provide those services, the advertising that worked in the 20th century is no longer effective. Has anyone ever heard of something called the do not call list?
Yes.
Right? They used to, telemarketers used to call all the time. You younger guys don't understand. They used to call Bobby at dinner. And you felt captive, like you had to talk to him. That's no longer effective. Okay? And it was Dave, right? Dave next to him. Dave, when's the last time you got a piece of junk mail and shit? Hot dog, I've been waiting for that. You filled it out and sent it in.
I don't think I've ever had.
Never had. Okay, that's normal. All right, I run into one or two that said they did, but it just doesn't happen. Is junk mail effective or annoying?
Annoying.
Annoying,
Yeah.
right? You know, and with that, you know, anybody heard of these things called DVRs?
Yeah.
With a DVR, who watches commercials unless it's a Super Bowl? Really, that's 20th century marketing. Is no longer effective. Those big companies understand that. They pay us, they pay ACN, who pays us to develop customers. Every bit of compensation we're going to talk about tonight is by acquiring services that are necessary services that we just talked about that are competitively priced. Now with that, I'm most excited tonight to share with you our guest speaker. He's flown in from Utah. Okay? He flew in, he did a meeting in Chicago, and Tuesday night he did a meeting in St. Louis. Last night I drove up from St. Louis just to meet each of you here tonight. He has a business that extends around the world. He has been financially independent since he was 23 years old. He usually talks to tens of thousands at a time. So this small room, this is an amazing opportunity to meet somebody with a worldwide business. And most importantly for you, he has helped thousands become financially independent. He's here tonight to help each and every one of you that choose to better your future, move yourself forward. That's why he came, just for you. So with that, please help me welcome top producing Circle of Champions, Senior Vice President, Mr. Spencer Hunn.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good. How you doing? Good. Well, I am excited to talk about this business to all of you guys here. It's an amazing business. It's great. And, you know, Chris is my longtime business partner, many, many months now, and also Todd and Julie, who opened up the meeting. And it has been a great business for me. It's been exciting. I've been a full-time business owner since I was 23, and so over 10 years, almost, a little bit over 10 years. And I am very excited to share with others how to do it. The first thing that you need, though, to be good at running your own business is you have to really have a desire to. You have to want to make more money. And that's something that you can't be given, or someone can't, or you can't hold it back because you know, it's not going to happen. So I have a couple of questions for everyone here before I kind of jump right into the information. And that, first of all, is how many of you in the room are guests tonight where you do not yet own an online storefront through ACN by a show of hands? Your guests? Thank you. Welcome. Anyone else? Welcome. Don't be shy. Anyone over here?
Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah.
Welcome, you guys, welcome. I just want to know who I'm talking to because it's really important that this is your first time or second time seeing this. I want you to understand concept. So how many people in the room would rather own a business instead of having a job? Everybody? Who would rather have a job? Nobody? You don't know yet? Who wants to never have a money problem ever again? Is that something people would really want?
Yes.
Really? How many people does money legitimately or has at a point in your time stressed you out? Does that? That's great. It's great to have something that I can share with you that could be an answer to that with a lot of hard work and consistency. You see, everyone will pay a price for success. And that price that you pay must be paid up front and in full. And we've heard this saying, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. Yes? If you don't pay the price up front, however, you will most certainly pay the price for failure. So that's a little secret I'll give you tonight. If I did anything but enlighten anyone in the room that didn't know that, you're going to pay the price. You're either going to pay it up front for success or in the end for failure. So my attitude is very simple. If I'm going to have to pay the price, I'd rather pay it for success than to pay the equal or worse price of failure. Does anyone agree with me on that mindset? So when you remind yourself that gives you motivation to go out and pay that price up front. I haven't had a financial stress in my life in 10 years. And that's pretty nice to be able to say, and that's nice in this moment to be able to say, to be pretty much completely debt-free by age 33, and debt-free at a lifestyle that I never even dreamt of. And to be able to have the type of houses and cars and things that I'm able to have and no debt is a blessing. And I don't say those things to brag, but I mean, you drove here to hear a presentation, and I drove a long way to give it. I might as well tell you what's really available, you know. And it is because of ACN that I've had this lifestyle that's really unbelievable. And many people wouldn't even understand what I say unless you spent the day with me. But this company is what was able to do it for me. Now, I own an online store. And ACN personalizes that store for me. They host and update it daily. They have product information and ordering capabilities on this little store. And there's US-based customer care. And every time I provide a service to someone, like Chris Lewithley said, I get a piece of that action. That's how I earn. And how great would it be to get a piece of all of the action of every small business in Fort Wayne? Because those businesses are going to use a credit card merchant service provider anyway. And if Joe Smith owns a company and he's paying a percentage of his income to a credit card merchant service provider, and you know that person, why wouldn't he go with you, someone he knows, as opposed to a stranger? Would there be any reason why he would pick the stranger? Maybe if price was better, but we're committed to beating that price. So does anyone see a potential money-making opportunity here?
Yes.
It's huge. It's massive. It's the best opportunity that ACN has ever given us with the merchant services providers. Now, we also have other products that are exciting. For example, we have a natural gas product here for people's homes. We also have a cellular product called Flash Wireless, which uses the Verizon and the Sprint towers. And right now, you can get our service on your cell phone unlimited for $47.99 for talk, text, and data. Now, is that a good price
Yes.
for a cell phone? What do you pay for your cell phones right now? $150 a month. $150 a month. You know that there was 15 years ago we didn't even have cell phones. And then we all get a bill for $150 a month now, and we don't blink at that because it's a necessity in our lives. Think about it. The percentage of what your cell phone bill is to your monthly income or your monthly expenditure, I'm willing to bet some of you in the room have a car payment of $150 a month or a $300 a month. And your cell phone bill is half of your automobile automobile which transports you to work every day? Isn't that nuts? It's crazy to think about that. When I was in college, my rent was $200 a month for the room that I lived in. My cell phone bill was $75 a month. My cell phone bill was almost the price of my shelter. And now I have a chance to make money on every single person. Isn't that crazy? It's through this online store. It's through this online store. Now, there are a few, oh, by the way, the online store costs you $499 to set up and own for a year. ACN, they're not going to do all this for free. Does that surprise anybody?
No.
It costs $149 every year thereafter, because it costs money for ACN to run this. So we own our own business now. We have the tax advantages of a business owner, which are worth far more than $150 a year. What I've done in 11 years, a lot of it is what Chris does a little bit, or a lot in his church, and that's educate people. I didn't know what tax advantages were 11 years ago. I didn't understand. I didn't understand how crazy it is to have such a massive amount of your money being taken from you. And as a self-employed business owner, you have a chance to take advantage of tax advantages that most of the country does not take advantage of. Also, you have a chance to earn a lot of money off your online store. And there are a few principles that you get to use in term and apply with this business that make it absolutely phenomenal. Okay? The first principle is residual income. You have a chance to make residual income. And residual income is fun. I own a rental property. Okay, it's a little condo. And I got a renter profiled. She's a nightmare. Hope she never hears this. She's an attorney, so she has money, which is great. She just calls every time anything happens. But every month, she deposits $1,400 in my bank account. And that is awesome. That feels good. And, you know, with all the costs or the whatever, I net about $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. So then I go and lease a brand new 2014-15 Cadillac Escalade. And the lease payment's $1,000 a month. Now I'm driving for free because I own a house and the renter pays my car payment. And I have no money coming out of pocket. Isn't that a great idea? It's a great idea. But making money and understanding money is something that you learn. It was very difficult to get that rental property and very expensive to be able to pay it down to where I can take $1,000 off the top every month to make it a very safe venture. This residual income is a lot easier and safer to make because you buy a business for $499, $149 a year. Well, let's say that you got 50 services that paid $40 a month. You'd make $2,000 in billing. You get 10% of that, which is $200 a month. So there's $200 a month after getting 50 services. I make $1,000 off my rental property. It's very difficult to do what I did with the rental property. It's a lot easier to make $1,000 of residual income through ACN than how I did what I did through my property. Okay? You also have overriding income in ACN. You have leverage, and this is how it would be easier to make $1,000 a month because you're not going to go out and sell tons of cell phones. I want a piece of every business that is swiping credit cards at Fort Wayne, but I'm not going to get one business on ACN services in Fort Wayne myself. I'm not going to. You might not get more than one or two, and you can get paid on thousands of them. Here's why. ACN gives you an opportunity to invite other people to do this with you. And when they get a customer, you get a percentage of the customers that they acquire. Now, it's a very simple idea. ACN can pay you 10% of a customer that you acquire. Then they can pay you a percentage of the customers that your team acquires. But if they take this percentage, they could just give this all to you on customers that you got. So instead of making $200 a month, maybe you would make $400 a month on your own customers. Does that make sense to everyone? But then you got to go out and get all these customers, right? With the percentage being broken up by the team, if you got two teammates who got two teammates who then got two teammates, ACN breaks it up through 7 generations. If you got 2 people to do this with you and they got 2 people, you'd have 250 plus people in your team. Now, if 250 people got 10 customers each, so maybe they sold 2 businesses, bless you, 2 businesses, 3 cell phones, 2 home phones, and 3 natural gas accounts. Each person did that compilation. Then you would have 2,500 customers that you'd be getting paid on. The average bill was $40. You would make around $6,000 a month in reoccurring income, and you only got a few customers personally and a few teammates personally. Chris has a large team. Chris, how many teammates do you have so far?
437.
437 teammates. How many realistically have you personally brought into the business? 19. So how many of you like the idea that you could bring 19 people onto your team and to get paid on 430?
Yes.
How many of you think that is a stupid idea? Now, if those 430 people just bought their services through themselves, just their services, that's 430 services you're getting paid on. And every month when those people pay those bills, you're getting a percentage. How many of you think that's a stupid idea? I think it's a phenomenal idea. This, my friends, is residual income. It's awesome. Now, a merchant service account for a business might not be $40. It might be $200 or $300 or $1,000 in billable, commissionable revenue. Because businesses charge $20,000, $30,000 a month, and then you get, 2% of that as the Anovia payments, and then we get the percentage of what Anovia payments charges. But it can be huge money. It will be huge money for us. We just need motivated people to talk to other people. That's it. When I came to my first presentation on ACN, they mentioned that the biggest talent that you could bring to the table is that you could talk to other people. So how many of you are kind of shy? By show of hands. A little bit shy. It's okay. You're in your comfort zone a little bit. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. That's okay. That's normal. Okay? It's what you want to do. It's what you think you can do. My sister's a surgeon, and she cuts people open every day. That is not something that I would do very easily. I get sick when someone on TV gets into a car crash. It makes my stomach turn. Could I get used to cutting someone open? Probably if that was my path of being a surgeon, I'm sure I could get used to it. You can get good at lots of professions, even if it's not necessarily what you thought of as a dream for you in the future. When I looked at this company, I thought I would love to get out of my comfort zone and talk to people if I have a chance to make better than average type money. Then I will get out of my comfort zone. I will talk to people. And ACN is an opportunity for you to do that. Now, you have to have a little courage, but it's not hard to go to a business owner that you know and say, hey, I am making some extra money on the side and I do merchant services, and if I can guarantee you a savings, would you go with my company? And they'll go, hey, you can give me a savings, great. And then now you're thinking, well, I don't know anything about merchant services. You just put the business owner on the phone with our company. And then our company, Anovia Payments, does everything else. Does everything else. It's amazing to me what people can learn how to do. People are smart. You guys are all smart. Every one of you can learn how to sign up another person for a cellular service. Every one of you could learn how to sign up someone's home phone through ACN. Every single one of you could switch someone's natural gas account to Zoom Energy. Every one of you could learn that. It's just a matter of if you're motivated to make a change financially. But every one of you has the capability of doing that. And then you can go out and build a team, and you have a chance to get paid on the efforts of other people. And every single one of you knows people that I do not know, that Chris does not know, that Todd and Julie do not know, that Dustin Bratmiller doesn't know. Every one of you. And you guys can invite those people to come and see this presentation. And when we give the presentation and they like it and join your team, now you're making money. It's an amazing opportunity to grow a business like that. But you have to be willing to invite the people. You have to be willing to talk to people and go out and do it. You know, I did a meeting yesterday for a friend of mine who pitched for 7 years in the major leagues. Made $1 million a year playing baseball. Does that sound like a fun career? Mm-hmm. Anyone agree that that would be fun? Mm-hmm. No? Yes. Playing a game for $1 million a year? Well, what game would you rather play for $1 million a year?
Football.
Well, that'd be even harder. You pay a price for that. But my friend told me yesterday, he said, I had to work so hard to get good enough to be in the major leagues. Even though I was blessed with an arm that could throw the ball 95 miles an hour, that's not where it ends. There's a lot of people that can throw 95 miles an hour that don't have a 7-year career in the majors. But you can't make it to the majors unless God gives you a golden arm. All of the people that play professional sports, they should wake up every morning and pray to their God and say, thank you for giving me a possibility to being rich off my physical fitness. It's true. Because if you don't have the physical talent, doesn't matter how hard you work, you'll never be able to grow 2 feet, jump 2 feet higher than normal. It's just, that's all God given. And then you work hard and become great, you know, and you get motivated by people like Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? But in ACN, your talents that you need to make this money, you have within inside of you. You just have to be willing to work hard and develop them. You don't have to be able to throw 95 miles an hour to do this, but you have to be able to talk to people. And I've seen people that the most shy grow and change and be able to do something like this. You have to be able to manage your time in this. You have to be committed. Committed. It's great though, when you commit to something, you see the results. And it's very inspiring to do that. It's that way when you do anything and learn anything. It's very inspiring. I was speaking German with someone the other day that spoke German, and people watching me couldn't believe I could speak a full language, I have another language hidden inside me. And they're like, wow! And I learned how to do that in about a year. But it took commitment every single day to learn that skill. But then it just happens. So I learned that same process. It's the same with physical fitness. Every day you work out, every day you eat a certain amount, then you see results. This, my friend, which is, by the way, harder than making money, I think, personal fitness. A lot of the people that make millions of dollars in my circle of influence are very fat. But this is the same concept, and I did it committedly, and I got the results. And it's awesome to get the money. That's a beautiful trophy at the end of the day. My personal trainer, she's world class. 3% body fat. She intimidates me. She intimidates me. And I said, what happens when you win first place? She goes, I get a trophy. I go, you are that disciplined every day, 2 hours in the gym, around her full-time job. 2 hours in the gym every day. Measuring her meals, 7 meals every day. Drinking 2 gallons of water every day. Just the peeing alone is a part-time job. It's true. And I'm thinking to myself, you are so committed. If you could be committed 40% of that on ACN, you'd be a senior vice president and you'd have millions of dollars in your bank account. Because it's all the same principle of commitment part-time. Then I'm talking, she does what she does around a full-time job, and so will you. So will you. So you can buy your business and take advantage of the principles that I showed you. You can buy your business. You don't have to worry about like quitting your job. You keep everything you're doing, you just work ACN. And then you just go through the ranks. When you do these part-time, then you can do this part-time if you want, and then this full-time. Or you can go full-time here, but everyone starts off part-time. So when I joined ACN, some people gave me a hard time. They're like, why are you doing this? I'd say, look, before ACN, I was a college baseball player and a student. After ACN, I'm a college baseball player and a student. So what's the problem? We go to those meetings a couple nights a month or once a week, and I say, okay, well, what would you rather me be doing? I'm going to hang out with you or something? Or what's going on? What do you do with your free time? Your favorite TV show? You live in the gym? You sit around the house? Everyone has free time, right? I spent my free time doing this. This was fun for me. Making money is fun. It's very fun. All the fun that you can imagine, a lot of it has to do with the precursor of making money first. A lot of my friends used to go out on the weekends instead of coming with me to ACN meetings. And I said, why are you going out? You're broke. First thing you need to do is make money, then go out and actually have a good time. You can skip going out every single night for 5 years, become an RVP, and I promise you'll have more excitement going out in 1 month as you did in 5 years up until this point in time. You know what I mean? It's awesome. I don't go out a lot and do a lot of fun things, but I'll tell you a little story that's crazy. The other weekend, my friend had some backstage tickets to a concert in Las Vegas, so I jumped on a plane a couple hours before the concert and flew down there to go with them. And that was fun. That was a good experience. We listened to a couple like Chris Brown and something Perry, Katy Perry. She was pretty good. And then Queen was the end. And you guys know Queen. Some of you guys are older. And they were playing the Bohemian Rhapsody. Mama just killed me. It was a spiritual experience, man, because they're the original guitarists, right? I'm thinking, this is awesome. I'm listening to Queen live, but obviously the lead singer replacement. But he was great. His pipes were not as good as Freddie Mercury, but close. And I'm thinking, this is amazing. And then after the concert, I'm shooting baskets in the hotel room of the performing artist Drake. And he's right there DJing songs for his close friends, and I'm shooting 3-pointers in his hotel room. I'm like, this is the coolest night of going out, right? But I skipped 5 years of going out to become an SVP, and I thought, you know what, that was a pretty epic night. I think I just made up for it. You know what I mean? The girl I was kind of dancing with, she was like, should we get a picture with Drake? I was like, no, because this party are people that wouldn't want a picture with him. You know what I mean? He's not trying to get bugged right now. These are all his close friends. We have to pretend we're one of them. We don't want to stick out. You know? So I was excited about that kind of a lifestyle when I joined ACN. I saw that people in ACN, they had lifestyles that were exciting to me. I read the magazine about success from home, and I saw all the kind of success that people were having. I said, that's what I want. We got to start somewhere at the bottom, right? Starting from the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. Now, 3 services and you get promoted. So what are you going to sell? What are you going to sell? You're new, right? You sell a cell phone to somebody, you could sell it to yourself. Sell a natural gas account. You can sell a home phone. And then you get the first promotion. Okay? The second promotion is getting 2 people that want to do this with you. So what you're going to do is make a list of people, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, maybe 100. And you start inviting those people to come to these presentations, whether they're public, private, or one-on-one, and we'll explain this to your people. And then when you get 2 of your friends to join, and they sell 3 services, you become executive team trainer. So if we have all the executive team trainers and above, stand up and be recognized, please. All the executive team trainers and above. Awesome, very good. Okay, so here's what I would like to do. I would like to have all the executive team trainers introduce yourselves to the people that are sitting down. So if you want to turn a little bit and face anyone that you're going to introduce yourself to. Let's start on this side of the room. Just introduce yourself to the group.
Hello, I'm Peter Hunnell.
And you're from Fort Wayne, right?
Yep, from Fort Wayne.
And who is the person that's helped you the most to get to where you're at? Say that too, and then we'll just go around the room. Say your name, where you're from, and who the person that's helped you the most to get to where you're at.
I credit all my success to ACN, specifically Todd and Julie Rupp and Mr. Whitley.
Very good, thank you.
I'm Matt Metzger. I'm from Fort Wayne, and I credit all of my success to Crystal Whitley and the training and support of ACN.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brian Brower. I just became executive team trainer here the last couple of days, and Mr. Whitley and Julie Rupp have helped me. I've been in the business probably my 30th day, so I'm here from Fort Wayne.
Where'd you grow up at?
Outside in Whitley County.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
George Simon, I'm from Creighton, and I credit my success to Mr. Whitley and everybody else in ACN that's helped me along the way.
thank you.
Craig Ash, just a recently promoted executive team trainer, and I give my credit to Mr. Whitley.
And obviously yourselves for doing the work, but he's the one that's going to kind of privately tutor you, to use a term that everyone can understand, when you have questions more than what I'll be able to answer tonight. Because you get a big picture tonight, but then your questions of the details, obviously, the people that are mentioned are the ones that are doing that. So.
We're Dan and Barb Ratmiller, and we're here from Fort Wayne, and we are a large success to the services rep and Mr. Whitley and Mr. Dustin Bradmiller.
Doesn't Dustin help you a little bit or not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's good at it?
Yes. So.
Yeah?
Almost every day.
I'm Teresa Boyd from Fort Wayne, and Mr. Whitley, the Rupps, and Dustin, and actually Dan and Barb also.
Wow, that's awesome. Very good.
I'm Dustin Bratmiller from Fort Wayne, and I owe all of my success to Mr. Whitley, the Ruffs, and also Mr. Johnson, who's not here right now. He's helped me out a lot too as well.
Nice. Well, you've heard from the 3 that are standing, so we'll spare them to say it and tell us about your.
I'm Michelle Jansen, and I owe my growth and my success to Mr. Whitley, the ACN family, and everybody else that actually pushes me to go after my goals. You know, my parents have been wonderful, and so it's a great opportunity, and you'll grow as a person too. It's an amazing experience.
Thank you. Let's give everyone a hand for. So you're part of the team in ACN. You're part of the team. And the people obviously are going to help you, and then you're going to help other people. Those of you standing, you're the person that your guests are going to be thanking personally when they hit their promotion and are in a position where they can earn up to $3,000 a month in side income. Now, wouldn't you guys agree that if you made $3,000 extra of profit in 1 month, 2014, this would have been a good idea. So let's not be out of control in our thinking, or let's not be crazy in terms of our expectations. I mean, a little bit is great. You're here new, guest tonight. You could be thanking her next week for helping you become an executive team trainer, because you're going to have questions and she's going to have answers. And anything that she can't answer, then she'll just go up the chain of command, and it's very simple. And then we're going to give the presentation to the people that you know. And when someone says no, it doesn't always mean no forever. It means not now. If you could actually convert every no that someone gives you when they come to a presentation, you should more realistically say not now. Because ACN is fun. It's enjoyable. It's lucrative. It's convenient. Very convenient for a business. It's inexpensive. It's expensive for a job. It's inexpensive for a business. But we don't want jobs here, right? We already have them. We want businesses. I love that I don't have a job. Oh, I love it. ACN's good for your gratitude. Every time I give a presentation like this, I think I'm so happy that tomorrow morning I get to sleep in, wake up, go down to my gym, go into my hot tub, inside, go into my my sauna, and just be grateful for ACN, and then go to my theater room, watch some TV, watch a couple episodes, of whatever I'm ripping at the time. It's great. I just would think if I had to go to a job, I'd be so depressed at this moment. But I will say this, I have to get up tomorrow and do a presentation for Julie at 8 a.m. So I'm a little unhappy about it. But I'll survive. I will survive. Sometimes I get out of my comfort zone too. If I have to. I mean, I'd rather not do it at 8 a.m. But I will if I have to. I'll do it at 3 a.m. if I have to. The next position is executive team leader. The money goes up to $7,000, and then we have the positions where you can earn up to $25,000, $55,000, $75,000, and become a millionaire. These are big numbers, and they're realistic. Chris Lewithley is only 25 customer points away from becoming a team coordinator. So we would hope that by the end of this month, he will be a team coordinator. Would you guys hope so too?
Yeah.
I think we have to all challenge him to get to that next level. 25 customer points. And then as soon as Todd and Julie become team coordinator, Chris will then be a regional director, and he'll be a lieutenant colonel in ACN. And his goal is to get back to his old rank as soon as possible. But it took you a long time to get to your old rank, didn't it?
It did.
How many years?
22 years.
22
Wow.
years. Well, I promise you, any of you in the room, if it takes you 22 years, which it probably will, to become an ACN senior vice president / general, then you're going to make millions of dollars. It's a worthwhile goal, and you don't have to go full time. You really won't go full time unless your expenses are very low. You can do it at this position, but really this is the position where you're expected to give it a full-time career, like a 40 to 50 hour a week. But it's your own schedule. You're setting your own schedule, and it's fun work. It's very simple work. And you're helping other people, which is actually quite true. And I have a problem a little bit with helping other people, and that is I want to help way more people that want to be helped. So when I'm trying to throw you a life jacket when you're drowning, you got to have it. You know what I'm saying? This is how I feel that people are. They're splashing around in the water, and I throw them one of those circular life vests, and they're like, help, 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 help. Like, okay, this is frustrating. It's like if I was just perfect at ring toss, then I could just help everybody, right? Even if they try to move, I still get it over their head. It's funny because it's true. People complain, but then they don't want to do anything. This is so brilliant because it's very inexpensive. It's very spare time in the beginning. But if you don't give it enough time as you would give a fitness program or a rec league basketball team or a beer league softball team or a book club, then you can't expect to have the success here. You have to be committed. And the leadership are going to tell you exactly what's necessary to do. And I'm going to train the leadership a little bit more specifically tonight at Chris's home. So I'm going to give more advice. But what we want to do is give the chance for the guests here tonight to join the team, to not worry about fear of failure, but more importantly, fear of regret. Because you can't hit a home run unless you swing the bat. And if you strike out, if you swing as hard as you can, at least you can sleep at night. But if you strike out without swinging because you're afraid, then you're going to have some sleepless nights wishing you could go back and just give it your best. So when I joined ACN, I said, this is something I want to strike out against. This is a worthy opponent. And I'm going to swing as hard as I can. And I hit a grand slam to senior VP. But it would have never happened if I would have been too afraid to buy that business, because $500 to me at that time was equivalent to $500,000 to me at that time. More like 100,000, probably the same fear. So right now at this presentation, at my situation, I would take out my card and charge $100,000 to an ACN business right now with the same fear that $500,000 was to me. And that's because I was very poor and I had no time to make money. So every penny I had was so important. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to have a chance to, and the ironic thing is that I bought a business for $150,000 twice, and both of them have gone bankrupt. Yeah, so the $500 thing that I was afraid of more than the other two actually worked. And the $250,000 ones fell flat on their face. Sad, I don't even think about it. I have to air out my dirty laundry, but it's tough to invest 150 grand and then get a phone call or a letter in the mail saying the company that you own X amount of percentage of is now filed bankruptcy. Only thing you can do at that point is call the other people that own businesses that have lost and just have a little pity party. That's great. How much did you lose? Oh, it's 300. It's like, all right, I feel better now. I feel better about that tonight. Golly. So, ACN, we want to welcome you to the team. So my involvement with the group, I'm going to talk more to the ETTs tonight, but I'd like to be here every month to help all of you and all of your friends and family. John Singh, who's my business partner, would like to be here every single month to help you and your friends and family. And it's up to you, because it's all about how and who you invite. You invite the people, we come get on a plane and we come here and we work for you. Okay? And so I'm excited for all the new people to join. You will see us many, many times. Every day you can hear from us. And I'm excited to see the ETTs tonight at the Lithleys. So thank you guys for coming. Chris, is there any other announcements you have? Let's just give the new people an application. If you guys want to raise your hand, those of you who are interested, so you can read over it. And there is a training for 2 days for anyone that's really excited about making this kind of money quickly. You can go with Chris, Julie, Todd to a training Friday night and Saturday in Chicago that will change your business and your life and your understanding. It is so worth it. If you're excited about this, you can all rearrange your schedule. Go get on the fast track of ACN Friday night, which is tomorrow night, and Saturday. It's going to be great. Okay, if that's too short notice, you can get to another training down the road. But if you could all go, it's going to only help your business. I went to all those trainings and I was very busy, and it made all the difference in the world. Okay? So that being said, we're going to just answer any questions that you might have privately, one-on-one, and help you feel confident to join the business. Okay? So thank you for coming. You guys have a wonderful evening, all right?